Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from our 4-2 loss against Liverpool. Dean Henderson, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Dean Henderson made a couple of good saves to deny Diego Jota. He was at fault for Firmino's second goal. Dean Henderson is obviously now our number one. We've made the right decision putting him as number one, because I said he's reliable enough now to be our number one. Dean Henderson has done well though in the vast majority of the games this season. You know, he's kept a lot of clean sheets, he's made good saves, his distribution's been good, and he's made some good aerial claims. I can assure he's got a long-term future at Man United. Before the start of this season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United worth 120 grand a week, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. And Henderson has got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. He's also had other loan spells before. And Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a good game yesterday night. He made some positive runs. He got in some decent positions. And defensively, he was good. And he played a part in Bruno Fernandes's goal. And Wan-Bissaka is flourishing. This has been his second full season at Manchester United. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. Eric Bailly, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. He endured a poor game. I thought his positioning was poor. He could have given away 2 penalties, because obviously there was a handball by Eric Bailly, and he also brought down Phillips. The penalty had initially been given, but VAR overturned it. So just a 5 out of 10 for him. Not so long ago, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Manchester United until 2024. There is an option of a further year. Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. Defensively poor, and he was very, very poor from set pieces. I do have my strong reservations about Victor Lindelof. We was missing Harry Maguire at the back. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I thought he endured a very poor game. You know, didn't get forward enough. And gave the ball away a couple of times. It's probably the worst game that Luke Shaw has endured this season, because in the vast majority of Luke Shaw's games, he's been very, very consistent. You know, he has been our best player this season by far. Fred, he's going to get a 5 out of 10. He endured a poor game. Fred gave the ball away quite a few times. Too sloppy. By the way, Fred has been racially abused. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he also endured a very poor game. You know, too slow, very sloppy on the ball. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a pretty good game. I thought Bruno Fernandes' work rate was good. He looked good on and off the ball. And Bruno Fernandes obviously scored our first goal. Obviously, it took a huge deflection off Phillips. I'm actually surprised the goal had got given to Bruno Fernandes. I thought it had been given as a Phillips own goal. There's a good chance it would have still gone in if it hadn't have deflected off Phillips. So 7 out of 10 for Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Pretty average performance. Obviously Rashford scored our second goal. It was a lovely finish as well. Rashford, though, really struggled against Andrew Robertson. Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought it was anonymous for the vast majority of the game. He had some good spells here and there. And Edison Cavani, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Edison Cavani did have a good chance in the game. Obviously, the chance came from a calamitous mistake by Alisson. Obviously, Edison Cavani didn't convert the chance. But apart from that, Edison Cavani didn't really get a lot of service. And he did get the assist, by the way, for Marcus Rashford's second goal. It was a lovely through ball from Cavani. We brought 2 substitutions on in the game. That was obviously Mason Greenwood. I'll give Mason Greenwood a 7 out of 10. Mason Greenwood's introduction got us playing again. And Mason Greenwood had that very, very good chance. It was a goal line clearance from Phillips. So Greenwood was close to making it 3-3. And I thought Mason Greenwood's movement was very, very good when he came on. And he got into some very good positions. Nemanja Matic was the other one that came on. And I'll give him a 6 out of 10. So that is your player ratings from our 4-2 loss against Liverpool at Old Trafford. It was Liverpool's first win at Old Trafford since March 2014. And it was Jurgen Klopp's first win at Old Trafford as Liverpool manager. It's back-to-back defeats for Man United at Old Trafford because not so long ago we lost 2-1 to Leicester. I wasn't too disappointed though with the Leicester defeat because Solskjaer played a weakened squad. Obviously with the fixture congestion. But I was very, very disappointed with the loss to Liverpool yesterday night. Solskjaer has not yet beaten Jurgen Klopp in the Premier League. And we've not beaten Liverpool in the Premier League since 2018. I thought Liverpool were in control for the vast majority of the game. Like I mentioned on my match reaction, I thought we started the game well, in the first 20-25 minutes. And, as soon as Liverpool equalised, then they took control of the game. Obviously, Liverpool's goals came from Diego Jota. It was a good flip by Diego Jota. Jota put a very good performance out for Liverpool. Jota could have actually had an hat-trick. Like I mentioned, he had some good chances, produced 2 good saves from Henderson, and he also hit the post. He's been a very good signing for Liverpool. Liverpool got Jota from Wolves. Obviously, Firmino got a brace for Liverpool. Obviously, his first goal came from a set piece. Trent Alexander-Arnold had got the assist. And Firmino's second goal, obviously, was a rebound. It was definitely Dean Henderson's fault for Firmino's second goal. Phillips, he got an assist in the game. And Liverpool's fourth goal came from Mohamed Salah. It was a counter-attacking goal. And Curtis Jones got an assist. But, we made far too many defensive errors. We was all over the place at the back. So, yeah, we was missing Harry Maguire, like I mentioned earlier. Harry Maguire has got an ankle injury. He sustained it in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. I think he's going to be out for the season, but Ollie's hopeful that Harry Maguire will be back for the Europa League final. Liverpool have now boosted their chances of finishing in the top 4. Because Liverpool knew if they'd have lost that game, their top 4 hopes would have been over. But yeah, Liverpool had a lot of good performers. Alexander-Arnold was superb for them yesterday night. Like I mentioned, got an assist. He showed good attacking intent. Defensively, he was superb. Had some chances as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best right back in the world. He's been at Liverpool for such a long time now. He came up their youth academy. Andrew Robertson also enjoyed a very good game for them yesterday night. Defensively he was good and he made some very, very good clearances and dealt with Marcus Rashford well. Phillips and Williams did very, very well at centre-half. Phillips won some very, very good headers. I thought Thiago had a good game as well for Liverpool. He controlled that midfield. Fabinho also enjoyed a good game for them. I just don't think there was one bad performer for Liverpool. And don't forget, Liverpool have got injuries. Obviously, they've got Virgil van Dijk out with injury. He's out for the season. He's been a big miss for Liverpool because Virgil van Dijk is one of Liverpool's best players. Liverpool paid £75 million for him. He's the second most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. Joe Gomez, he's obviously out with injury as well. He's out for the season. He's one of Liverpool's first choice centre-halves. Joe Matip, he's out with injury. He's a good centre-half. Matip is like Bailly. Bailly's a good centre-half, but they are both injury-prone. So in that aspect, the duo are a liability. Liverpool could offload Joe Matip in the summer transfer window. Obviously, there was no Milner for them yesterday night because he's out with injury. Milner's actually done very well at Liverpool. I'm actually expecting him to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. Will he go to another club after Liverpool, or will he retire when he leaves Liverpool? Jordan Henderson, he's also out with injury, and Jordan Henderson is one of Liverpool's key players. He's their current captain. Naby Keita, he's out with injury. wouldn't have played yesterday night anyway, even if he had been available, because he's not one of Liverpool's first choice midfielders. You know, do you think Liverpool could offload him in the summer transfer window? Kabak was also out. You know, he's injured. Liverpool brought him in earlier on this year. Origi's obviously still out with injury. He wouldn't have played anyway, Origi. You know, Origi's like Liverpool's fourth choice striker now. I think there's a good chance that Liverpool will offload him in the summer transfer window. And not so long ago, Kelleher was injured for Liverpool. I think he's Liverpool's second choice goalkeeper. So imagine if they had them players fit. You know, it could have been much worse yesterday night. Liverpool could have scored more than 4 goals. You know, it was the third time we played Liverpool this season. Obviously, we beat them in the FA Cup 4th round earlier on this season 3-2. And we drew with them 0-0 at Anfield. Liverpool have been the best team for the last 3 years. And I'm expecting Liverpool to be back next season, you know, when they get their injured players back. Because that's what's really affected them this season, injuries. But Liverpool have endured a very poor season to their standards. No one expected them to be as bad as they have been. Obviously, earlier on in the season, you had some Liverpool fans criticising Jurgen Klopp. And some Liverpool fans were demanding him out. I've got to say, as a Manchester United fan, they are delusional. Jurgen Klopp is the best manager Liverpool have had in the Premier League era. And to be honest with you, I've got respect for him, even though he's Liverpool manager. Before the game, Jurgen Klopp defended Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team selection in our 2-1 defeat to Leicester. You know, Jurgen Klopp hasn't got a great pedigree behind him. You know, so far at Liverpool, he's won 4 trophies. You know, last season he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. He won the FIFA Club World Cup and he also won the Super Cup last season. And the season before, he won the Champions League. You know, Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. They've won the most Champions Leagues out of the English clubs. They got to the Champions League final back in 2018. They lost 3-1 to Real Madrid. And before Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies there. And before Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. And his record at Mainz 05 was absolutely disastrous. Klopp has been Liverpool manager now over 5 years. Liverpool have spent 400-odd million under his guidance. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp's under contract with Liverpool until 2024. I think last season he extended his contract. You know, but Liverpool have had some good managers. But they've also had bad managers as well. Before Jurgen Klopp, they had Brendan Rodgers. You can say Brendan Rodgers endured one good season at Liverpool. At one point they had Roy Hodgson. He's probably the worst manager that Liverpool have had. And surprisingly, Roy Hodgson is still managing now, despite his age. Kenny Dalglish, they also had him as manager. You know, he wasn't good, but he was a good player. They had Rafa Benitez a lot of years ago, did well under him. They won the Champions League under him. They had Gerard Houllier a lot of years ago as well. He was a good manager for them. Obviously, he's now dead. And a lot of years ago, they had Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly. Don't forget, Liverpool have let a few players go in recent years. Obviously, they let Nathaniel Klein go. They let Dejan Lovren go. They let Adam Lallana go. Obviously, Brewster left them. Hoover left them. Trivella left them. I think it was January this year, Liverpool loaned Mina Mimo out to Southampton. Liverpool got Mina Mimo in January of last year. They paid just over £7 million for him. But yeah, Liverpool have done very, very good business with Southampton, haven't they, in recent years? Like I mentioned, got Van Dijk off them. Did get Lallana off them. Got Klein off them. Got Mane off them. So, there you go. Anyway, our next game is Fulham. Manchester United need to get back to winning ways. Obviously, we are guaranteed Champions League football for next season. We're probably going to finish second in the Premier League despite us losing our last 2 games. Our priority is the Europa League. You know, we are into the Europa League final. We do play Villarreal. I am aware, and a lot of United fans are aware, of how much of a tough game it's going to be against Villarreal. They are no pushovers. Realistically, though, we'll be the favourites to beat them. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager, and it's our 8th European final. Solskjaer's got to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and Solskjaer did say the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. I'm not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. You know, I'm still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, despite us losing our last 2 games. I do believe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs more time. He does deserve at least another season at Manchester United because he has made progress in quite a lot of aspects. And I think he is our best manager since Ferguson. Obviously, a lot of Manchester United fans have been demanding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out and he's been heavily criticised. Obviously, they've got their reasons behind it. If Solskjaer doesn't exceed expectations next season, then I'll turn around and say, yeah, he deserves to be sacked. Next season is huge for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. I don't think he's got a long-term future as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer's just got under a year left on his current 3-year contract. But earlier on this season, it said that Solskjaer agreed a 3-year contract worth 30 million. It said it's likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra one. This has been Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season at the club. He has been Manchester United manager over 2 years now. So reflecting now on he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. He's tried a few different elements, etc, etc. And I do have my concerns about Ole. My 2 biggest concerns about him is that he doesn't have a proven pedigree. That doesn't mean he can't succeed though as Man United manager, and his decision making also concerns me. But there's also a lot of positives regarding Ole. You know, we are second in the Premier League. We've got a very good away record in the Premier League. We are unbeaten in our last 25 Premier League away games. We've been far better away from home than we have been at home this season. We've enjoyed very good periods under Ole where we have seen consistency. You know, Solskjaer's got us to the Europa League final this season, got us to the FA Cup quarter-final, you know, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. You know, he did well last season in his first full season at the club. He guided us to 3 semi-finals, got us a third place finish and got us qualification for the Champions League. Ollie has made good signings as Manchester United manager. He's spent almost £300 million so far, and so far he's enjoyed 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. Solskjaer hasn't got all the players that he wanted to recommend in as yet. Hopefully that all changes in the summer transfer window. But the board are to blame for obviously Solskjaer not getting all the players that he wanted to recommend in. The board's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. I also like the way he has promoted the youth. And he's beaten quite a few big name managers as Man United manager. So they are the positives regarding Ole. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. A lot of United fans reckon that we give him the job too soon. Maybe we should have waited until the end of that season to decide or not whether he would be the right man for the job. Some United fans think in general we made a mistake giving him the job permanently. But we give him the job permanently because he did very, very well as the interim manager. But obviously it is a different kettle of fish when you're handed the job permanently. Solskjaer knew though when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the culture of the club. When Solskjaer got appointed in, he did assure that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and to Solskjaer's credit, he has done that. Ole is aware of how big this year's summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United. The summer transfer window is going to be his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants good backing. And I am expecting him to get the backing he deserves because we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And we've got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. In the summer transfer window, we're going to focus on the incomings and the outgoings. Obviously, you know the news regarding the Glazers. Our fans protested against the Glazers yesterday, obviously ahead of the game against Liverpool, but it was a peaceful protest. I think 2 men got arrested. The game against Liverpool, don't forget, was supposed to be played on the 2nd of May, but the game got postponed because hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch. Because obviously they were protesting against the Glazers. Now, not so long ago, Solskjaer said that the Glazers apologised to him. Solskjaer did say that the violent incidents went too far, but he said the club need to listen to the fans. Obviously, Gary Neville's been talking a lot about the Glazers, and Solskjaer not so long ago was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer wrote a letter to Man United fans, and not so long ago, Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League. Sky News caught up with him in Florida and he refused to answer any questions. Will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of the club? That is the question. He said not so long ago that the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Before that, he said that the Glazers have got no intentions of selling Man United, and reflects on that, they are here to stay. Quite a few weeks ago, our fans protested against the Glazers at Carrington. You know, some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground, and there was obviously holding banners up. Solskjaer did say, though, earlier on this season that the Glazer family will not sell Man United, and he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. Joe Glazer released a statement earlier on this season apologising to club fans of their European Super League plans. If we get the Glazers out of Man United, it would definitely be the correct decision, because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And in general, I hate the way the club has been run now for a long time. The Glazers bought Manchester United for $500 million in 2005, so they've been with us now 16 years. You all obviously know the news as well regarding Ed Woodward. Obviously, he's standing down at the end of the year, because quite a few weeks ago it got announced that Ed Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman, and I presume all United fans were delighted with the news regarding Woodward, because we've been very critical of him for a long time. So anyway guys, that's everything to update today. On my next video I'll be giving you an update on some more transfer news. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, like I say. Take care, God bless, see you all again very soon.